and welcome back to EWC Central. My name is Quickshot, and as we always do throughout the course of our broadcasts, we bring on very special guests. We've had CEOs, we have influencers, we have professional players, but today it is my absolute pleasure to introduce a head coach from an organization that I have known for a very long time in Dignitas, and the gentleman's nickname is 50. First of all, welcome to the sofa. I will say thank you very much. You mentioned a very brief story about how we have a touch point in the past. I just want to say for everyone at home, thank you to 50. Can you please tell the viewers, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do for Fortnite?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Tarun50 Christian. I've been in Fortnite quite literally since 2017. So I actually came from H1Z1, a different Battle Royale game, but I was 14, 15 years old when the H1Z1 Pro League came out. So Fortnite came out, I formed the first ever official Fortnite squad actually in 2017. And years later, here I am at the Esports World Cup.
That is wild to me. How long have you been with Dignitas, and how different is Battle Royale to the event that you're playing now?
Yeah, I've been with Dignitas for, I want to say 2-3 years now. Battle Royale, it's incredible. I mean, the reason I love it, it's less preparation, more adaptability. And that's kind of the biggest thing I've prided myself on. That Hunger Games style of just like pure chaos and not knowing what's next. This game mode's quite literally the opposite of that. Exact opposite of that. And it's definitely been interesting because especially with Fortnite, we're dealing with younger kids.
Yes.
Right? So it's not preparation. It's like you tell a kid to do their homework. No, I don't want to do the homework.
Trust me, I understand.
Yeah, right? And so for me, it's been super, super interesting to just see how every team's prepared, especially with the difference in regions, because North Americans especially, our average age, I want to say, is like 15, 16, 17.
Wow.
Where we see like teams like Bloomy, who's representing Europe in their upper 20s. So it's like, they're a lot more like regimented, where we're just full gun skill and everything like that.
Now, explain to me a little bit, so I'm not misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Is your core coaching responsibilities for Battle Royale, and now you have to adapt to this, right?
Yes.
How much different is then the regiment for the players? I mean, you still have to have adaptability, especially in a game like Hardpoint, especially in a game like Keeper, once the spawn points start moving around.
Yeah.
I come from a Call of Duty background. I come from an Unreal Tournament Quake background. So these game modes, to me, are very familiar.
Yeah.
This is very comfortable.
Yes.
But as a coach, how does it differ?
It differs a lot. I retired from Battle Royale coaching actually 2 years ago, and I came back just for this because I wanted something more structured, something more of a team dynamic, because we've been in duos for, I would say, 3 years now.
Yeah.
And I love the team environments, right? And I've always considered myself more of like a conceptual coach, working on personalities and cohesiveness and things of that nature. But for something like this, it's been night and day versus like what I'm usually accustomed to. So for me, it's kind of been, hey, Kanata, who's the most vocal, he's notorious for just being loud and blatantly harsh straight up to his teammates. So it's been like managing different personalities, and Acorn's actually our IGL. He's the leader, but it's like, hey, Kanata, learn to be quiet, learn to trust your teammates, because in the regular Battle Royale, they're IGL.
If I can recommend to somebody, a member who's on the Counter-Strike broadcast team, his nickname is Pimp. He is a reformed angry communicator. And he has a fantastic video series around how you need to learn to communicate, because that passion and that information, the information is important.
Exactly.
But the method with which you deliver it is arguably even more impactful, right?
Exactly.
Okay, first of all, I could spend the next half hour talking to you about philosophy, coaching, things like that. I also know you have a game later tonight. So before we talk about your specific game, you've already seen a couple series. We've seen some teams performing. Let's talk, what is your interpretation of the level of quality, level of games? And who are your 3 biggest opponents that will get in your way of lifting the trophy?
For sure. So definitely the quality of games has been super interesting. I think Group A and B specifically, they have been absolutely incredible to watch. I think the Gaming Gladiators Agent series yesterday was phenomenal. Same with the XSET Falcon series. But I want to say it's been super, super interesting because for Fortnite, creative replays are public. So we can see the overhead views, so you can't keep the same strat 2 days in a row. That's what happened with us, actually, to qualify to this tournament. We lost to Man City 0-3. Day 1, they went to upper bracket, and then we actually faced them for the win and the qualification to come to Esports World Cup. And then it was quite literally the inverse. We 3-0'd them, and we ended up being here. So
wow. So, okay, I want to ask you about the replays in just a second. Who were the 3 biggest threats to Dignitas?
So in Dignitas, it's difficult because we have our path to the final, I think, is going to be Falcons, the way the groups are shaken up. So definitely them. XSET, of course. If we manage to make it to finals, they're probably going to be our biggest opponent. And then GG. GG is a team that's emerged definitely on light. recently. I'm not too scared of Agent, to be honest.
I'll tell you this. I've heard GG, but they are lower on the totem pole in terms of power rankings and things like that. I know, again, you do have games to prepare for. So I want to ask this, right? Let's talk about those replays very quickly. You mentioned the creator codes. If you have watched our broadcast, we have those map codes. We mentioned that you can log into the game, you can play the game modes on the maps. So those replays, you as a coach can just download. We can look at yesterday's matches. You can review movement paths, transitions, rotations, and then make informed choices, right?
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Wow. Okay, that's actually super crazy. I will let you know this right now. 50, we're not going to be commentating this. I'm not asking you to analyze. I just want fans and viewers to know that Power versus Alula is live right now. So this is taking place over at twitch.tv, EWC/_white. That's it. Blake's just off camera for a second. So let me just ask you a couple more questions now. You're playing against W7M, WCHM later this evening. They managed to place the finals in Rainbow Six Siege. What do you think of the team, the players, and how badly are you going to smash them by?
W7M, actually, like, to be honest, I'm someone who, before this tournament even started, I was like, oh, the minor regions aren't really going to do much. And then I saw W7M yesterday make it very tight with Heroic. And immediately I went to my team and I said, hey, guys, we cannot underestimate this. I'm more concerned for us with a team like W7M, where you don't really know what's going on because they only can practice against other Brazilian teams. So it's a lot more chaotic, a lot more gun skill, and their strats are not things you've seen otherwise.
Correct.
But for us, I still think it's going to be a 3-0 in our favor. We actually scrimmed Team Dragons today, the other Brazilian team, in preparation for that. So I'm feeling very good.
Can I tell you how valuable that's going to be for you? As somebody that has several years of experience on you and experienced Brazilian fans in a multitude of games, that passion is the word I'm going to use. That passion that they have and aggression, it seeps through into everything. Obviously, you can see on your screen at the moment, there's your bracket. WCHAMA, the Brazilian squad. Following that is a potential rematch with Big. So I'm assuming you're feeling confident. If you can take down W7M, you're going to have those rematches. You've been watching those replays. You feeling good?
Big might be the worst team in this tournament. I can say that wholeheartedly. We lost to them 2-3, but that's honestly, like, I will say this.
Wow.
It was a fluke. Like, it was a full-on fluke. If you go and watch our games, the majority of the games, we were dominating for 80% of it, and we can close it out, right? Those are small mistakes, but you can have good losses and bad wins, right? That's the mindset behind all of this. So I do think as well, for us, this was the first time for two of our players playing on the stage as well. I think as we got into the latter part of that series, we dominated them. And then going into map 5, which was kind of... it's currently at 100% win rate for a red side on map 5 right now.
Oh, that's fascinating. We need to keep track of that one and take a look at it. Okay, I'm just going to give you two last things very quickly. When we came into the day, Blake, I mentioned, you and him go way back. Blake PlayStation is my favorite name of saying. That's what the PS stands for. And he hates that I say it. He also didn't even put Dignitas in his top 8. He didn't predict you guys at all. He said Xset, Xseed, and Team Falcons. Like, your name hasn't come up once. So can you tell me a story about him that he'd hate to say?
You know what?
There's no love there, man.
I would love to, actually. If I remember, the first thing that comes to my head, Stark Industry season, he was streaming with Cease and Furious, I believe, in FNCS, and these guys were getting absolutely decimated off spawn to the fact where his entire team on stream started bickering, yelling at each other, everything like that. On stream.
Like petulant children.
It was genuinely like a public humiliation, I would quite literally say. So,
do you know what I'm going to ask you to do? After you see later, can you send me the link? I want to dig up that VOD. Right, I'll give you some feedback on that one. Okay, very last moment. If you can just address camera number 1, give a shout out to Dignitas, to the Fortnite viewers, to your fans at home.
Of course. No, all the Dignitas fans, appreciate you guys supporting us. We love you guys. It's actually been dope to see all the Middle Eastern fans here as well. We actually gave away some jerseys, and I haven't seen that many people swarm our Fortnite fans in a minute. So thank you guys so much. Make sure to keep an eye on our YouTube channel as well. We're going to upload our vlog and documentary from this weekend, so it's going to be dope. I'm looking forward to it as well. 50, I will once again say thank you so much on a personal level. You mentioned we met at a previous event years ago, and it was a heartwarming story. For everybody who was watching, I brought this product up just a little bit earlier. This is actually exclusive. This is here just for us, for our team. This is not something anybody can get. I've managed to add my little signature to it. We also had that from Jade Chen from earlier today from T1, the EWC content manager. I'm going to ask you, 50, put that microphone down on the table for me.
Can you start giving me just a little signature there? And we're going to figure out how we're going to give that away. So we pull the t-shirt nice and tight. While he's doing that, we are going to check in on Power versus Al-Ula. It is an elimination match from Group B. So make sure you give me a nice hand signature here. That's perfect. That's what I like, 50. All right, we're going to go to Fortnite. We'll see you back in just a minute.
Knowing, of course, their life is on the line in terms of the elimination.